everyone, welcome back to the Top Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm James Pendleton. I'm here to talk you through my match ratings for Everton's 1-0 win away to West Ham. A fantastic result, a place you don't win at all too often, and it's a game that, if you would have seen my into the match reaction, it's one that I really do think we deserve to win. Really good performance in terms of the effort and the desire and just the archetypal Sean Dyche performance. Build up a head of steam a little bit, actually have the better chances and play the better football, I'd say, and control the direction of the game for large parts, and then also never really look like conceding. That's kind of how I see Sean Dyche's game plan going when it comes off, and it's starting to come off now. So look at the players who made it happen. Obviously, it's the first game since Bill Kenwright passed away, which is fitting in a way that obviously this, as far as I can recall, this is the last game that like the board and the owner and everything were all at last season, which at the time was a real sort of scathing indictment of where we were at. That obviously they were at that game. It's not far from certainly where I think the owner and Kenwright I think worked or lived or whatever, and obviously it's been a disaster and a joke that the owner and the board and stuff weren't at games from there on. Obviously Kenwright wasn't alone in that. A little bit different, obviously not being well and quite old and all these things, but the fact that you look at this game last season, we were a mess. We were relegation nailed on. I think that was only 7-8 months ago, and now obviously unfortunately Kenwright has left us, but he has left us in a much better spot, and it's kind of symbolic of that this was the game when the owner and the director of football is at more games, but so there were people who were at games the first time since then. So and a great tribute from West Ham as well. It's just stuff I didn't mention in the match reaction, but yeah, really good stuff there. So on the pitch there, Jordan Pickford giving him an 8.5. I always say if you keep a clean sheet, it's kind of like a 7 minimum, unless you've made like an error that hasn't led to one, or all these things that can possibly happen. But made 2 brilliant saves, one of which was offside. The second with Benrahma really good, and his passing was excellent. Like people always talk about his kicking. I think his kicking's a bit overrated in terms of he does some excellent kicks that find a man up front or go to the feet of someone, all that. Yeah, he does do that sometimes, obviously, and he is a good kicker of the ball. I think it is something that is a strength of his. But actual passing to feet, like hitting like a raking 40-yard pass to Calvert-Lewin or to Onana or to Harrison or whatever, it was just excellent, and I thought he was brilliant all game. And I think if you're a defender, as anyone who's played football knows, you've got a good goalie behind you, you're so much more comfortable. And that's a big thing with Jordan Pickford. Thought he was really good today. At right back, Nathan Patterson, a little bit hit and miss at times. I think largely hit. I think a per example that he wins the ball back late on, sort of carries up the pitch, doesn't play the pass and he maybe should, gets a bit lucky, gets past someone and then loses it and he's out of position. It's like, you've done well there, but you've got to follow it up. But I thought he kept Paqueta, Kudus, Souček towards the end of the game, Benrahma towards the end of the game. All these players who ended up on his side, he kept them pretty quiet. I've given him a 7.5. Next to him, James Tarkowski. I thought he was fantastic today, to be honest with you. I mentioned it in the match reaction that Antonio peeled onto him quite a lot throughout the game, but didn't seem to faze him. Some brilliant headers, a couple of great tackles, real strong one on Kudus in the first half, which was hard and fair and just typical Everton captain stuff. Love that from him. Obviously vice captain, but whatever. And yeah, I thought he was excellent. Giving him an 8. Next to him, Branthwaite. We are kind of like 6-7 games into Jared Branthwaite's like second part of his career at Everton, and I'm just already running out of superlatives for him. He wins the ball back for the goal. He makes everything look so easy, whether he's heading it, whether he's volleying it, whether he's kicking it, whether he's tackling, whether he's running alongside someone. He absolutely flattened. I think it was Antonio who tried to come near him in the first half, and it's like, and I said it again in the match reaction. When he's got the ball, it's like he's just going, it's my ball. No one's taking it off me. I'll spray that pass there, I'll hit it with my right foot, you'll come towards me, you'll come round me here, I'll just step across here, everything is just so calm, collected. He's going to make mistakes, he's going to have bad games, but we haven't seen them yet. He has probably never had a bad game for Everton. Just remember the Brentford game when he got sent off. It was the last game he played before this season, which is obviously another one of the Premier League farces from that particular year. But yeah, maybe that was going a bit far, but he is excellent and he was really good today. I'm giving him a 9. Mykolenko, I don't know what's happened to Mykolenko because he's actually playing really well at the minute. And yeah, he's still limited going forward. He's still largely really poor going forward. And I think if he had a better attacking left back, our attacking output would be even better. And he is someone I think we can still improve. But defensively, these last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, he's been fantastic. And I'm pleased for him, obviously, because we spent some money on him. Him and Patson, I think, is flattered to deceive for a large part of their Everton careers. But I thought he was really good again today. Okay, a couple of tackles didn't hit. Got beaten once or twice. I'm not saying it was perfect, but from what I expect from Vitaly Mykolenko, he has been above that for, I'd say, most of this season, to be fair. And yeah, really pleased him today, giving him an 8. In midfield, James Garner, thought he was really, really good today. I think he has these games where I just think he is quiet. He doesn't like run the show. But then again, you're not going to run the show in this Everton midfield. Your role is to break up play, get forward, support the attacks, and then with him, can you produce a good free kick? Can you put a good corner in? Can you put a good cross in? Can you pop up with a goal? He's done that the last couple of weeks, certainly the latter part of that. And again, I just thought he was so tidy today. Energy all over the gaff, winning tackles, getting forward, breaking through, winning free kicks. Perfect Sean Dyche midfielder, James Garner, because he's got all the intangibles. He's got all the untangibles. He's got the set piece. He's got the popping up with a goal. He can make an assist. He can cross it. He's got everything, and he could be a really good player for Everton. So I'm giving him an 8.5. Next to him, marginally better, Amadou Onana, superb again. A bit like to be fair, Garner and Mykolenko, they're in real rich veins of form at the minute. But I just think with Onana, this should just be his level now. He should never go below what he was today. Obviously, he's going to have days where he's not as good, I get that. But just physically, he used all his physical capabilities today. He's winning possession, he's breaking away from midfield, he's winning free kicks, he's getting opposition players booked, he's putting in big tackles. He was just magnificent today, Onana. And I think, like Branthwaite, just enjoy him while we've got him. Because I'd be surprised if he's an Everton player this time next year, which is fine, because when we signed him, we knew we got an absolute gem who was going to move on at some point. Just enjoy him while we've got him, as I say. And the better he plays, the more he plays for Belgium, the more the growing influence he has for club and country is all to our benefit financially. So every game he plays like that, he just adds on another £2.5-5 million to his price tag. So really pleased with him, giving him a 9 in the centre there. Jack Harrison, not his best game, made a big mistake in the first half, which should have resulted in a goal, but unfortunately resulted in a really, or at least a good chance. It resulted in a really limp shot, and the only chance either team had for about 60 minutes, 55, 60 minutes, whenever we scored. It was poor from him, but he worked hard, he played the full game, gets the assist for the goal, giving him a 7.5. McNeil on the left, quiet game from him. Never stopped running though. Towards the end of the game, last sort of 5-10 minutes, he really came to the fore with his running and his dribbling and trying to buy free kicks and getting us up the pitch. He just worked hard, and I was pleased with him today. I thought he deserved to be on the winning side, so I've given him a 7. Abdoulaye Doucouré almost scored, really good save from Areola, but not his best game. As far as I'm concerned, I've given him a 6.5. Didn't think he was particularly good. I was saying during the game, I was like, with Doucouré, you just got to accept he is very good at some things. There's a couple of things where he's just okay, he'll get by, and then he's very bad at some things. And it is kind of that, extreme end of the spectrum that you kind of get from him. So, you know what you're going to get. We've had him for a number of years now. He's played 3 or 4 different roles, 2 or 3 different positions in terms of defensive, central, attacking, off the striker, all these things. So we know what we're going to get from him. Wasn't his best game today, but he worked hard, and he was part of a good unit. So Not his best game, but certainly not his worst anyway. Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front, magnificent today. Scored a great goal. Should have got an assist, I think, really. Held the ball up well. He does just look like... Well, he looks like he did under Ancelotti, but obviously his game's changed, I think, slightly, because he's not that kind of major athlete anymore who you just think's going to get quicker and stronger every game he plays. He's getting quicker and stronger in terms of getting back to full fitness, but I do just think he's a slightly different player now. I don't think we're going to see him kind of obliterate defenders in the air, outrunning people, running the channels, all this. I think we're going to see maybe a more complete striker. And that goal today just shows that. 50 Premier League goals, by the way. I think he's like, is it 18 off Lukaku's record or something? I think that's 63 or 64 goals for Everton, which is mad really, but for someone of my age, I'm 24 now, Lukaku's the only player I've seen score goals for Everton really consistently. Tim Cahill as well, obviously not too far behind. The likes of Yakubu Saha did it for bits, but Calvert-Lewin has done it consistently now. And I just hope he keeps scoring and he can become our record Premier League goal scorer, because it'd be a really kind of rags to riches tale for him, from where he was at Everton, from where he got to under Ancelotti, from where he ended up under Benitez, Lampard, Dyche, to where he is now. I'm super pleased for him and giving him a 9. And then Yusuf Schmidt came on. Interesting that it wasn't Beto. I thought, you always think it's going to be him coming on first, but to be fair to him, he didn't do a great deal. I'm not going to give him a rating, but he did just look a bit more confident, a bit more physical, and maybe he'll end up playing on Wednesday, which would be nice for him. Certainly think we should give Calvert-Lewin a rest, despite the fact that I've said obviously I want to see him get his goal tally up towards the Lukaku's of this world. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting because I say he came on, some good touches, showed a bit of strength, bit of grit, bit of physicality, and he looks like he's already improved a little bit from that kid who came on against Wolves and did just look like it was too early for him. So yeah, pleased there, but that's it. Everton have won 1-0. They are still not quite where we want them to be. As I've mentioned, obviously the point deduction, all this, it could well come, we don't know. But if we just keep winning, it's not going to matter. And if we play like that every week away from home against tough opposition, because West Ham have got 4 or 5 real top players, and then in Bowen, in Paqueta and Kudus, they've got match winners and game changers, whereas Everton, we don't really. We're just a unit. A bit like what West Ham are, but they've got that flair as well. So, yeah, fantastic result. Let me know your thoughts on my ratings down below. Let me know who you thought played particularly well, who maybe wasn't so good. And yeah, enjoy your weekend. Up the toffees, and we'll see you soon. Nice one.